Record all these fans over here.
It's here for Adrian, bro.
It's here. I think
We love you. Probably too crammed though, right? For me to be in.
why are you in my video? What's going on, Fader Culture?
What's going on?
What's going on, Fader Culture? My name is Adrian Barone and we're back with another tutorial. Today we're gonna be doing something that's highly requested. We're gonna be doing a fade with no half guards. My brother's about to explain the giveaway that he is gonna be doing this week on his video, so stay tuned for that.
Once a week we're gonna start doing a giveaway, but we're gonna randomly throw it in our videos, so y'all gotta be watching the video thoroughly. As soon as we say it, y'all gotta visit the faderculture.co website and then just type in the code for a chance to win either a free razor, a free hat, or maybe a free shirt. We'll be switching it up every week's video.
So make sure you're subscribed and the bell notification is turned on. With that said, guys, let's jump right into this tutorial. Starting with our number 2 guard lever completely closed, we're gonna start cutting against the grain. Again, guys, this has been a video that's been highly requested basically since we started this channel. Everyone has been asking for us to do a fade using no half guards. We're finally gonna bring it to you. Yes, there's a lot of tedious work to it, but this is how I would approach it if I were to do a fade with no half guards. Now, with the lever completely closed, we're gonna come in and set in our first guideline. And as always, guys, I do mention that my clippers are zero gap. There is a video in the description on how we zero gap our clippers in case you want to check that out. And for our next guideline, we're gonna come up about a finger's width using no guard still, lever completely open.
This video also sponsored by Untitled Chapter, as you can see now.
Like my man Steven just said, this video is sponsored by faderculture.co. I wanted to mention, guys, that we are doing a live seminar at Fort Worth September 18th. The tickets are for sale already. Link is in the description, so feel free to check that out. We will be doing an in-person haircut and just answering a bunch of questions. Next up, we're gonna use our 1 guard lever still in the open position and continue that same process, taking it up about a finger's width. This tutorial was slightly different. We had the whole crew with us in the room and we did go live on our Faded Culture Instagram, and I walked y'all through this whole haircut in live. So if you're not following us on Instagram, go ahead and do so. Now that we created our 2, or wait, this is 3, right? This ain't 2? I know. Who the f created another guideline? So by now, guys, you should have the first guideline that we created with the lever closed, second that we created with the lever open, and third that we created with the 1 guard lever open. We're gonna start with that top one and work our way down. And since we are using no half guards, the same guard and lever position that we used to create the line is the same thing that we're gonna use to delete this line. So now, using my 1 guard lever in that fully open position, we're gonna come in, but this is where it gets a little tricky. We're gonna use just the corners of the clipper to attack those lines. This is where I always mention, guys, if you're just starting out, I know a lot of people wanna basically reduce the amount of steps that you have to do in order to create a fade. But in all reality, eliminating those half guards makes the job a little more tedious and it is more time consuming, at least in my opinion. It is possible though, as y'all can see, we're gonna get it done today for y'all. But I am coming against the grain using just the corner of the clipper. So now for that second guideline, working our way down, we're gonna use no guard, lever completely open, because again, like I mentioned, that's the same step that we used to create this guideline. We're just gonna go ahead and eliminate it by using the corners of the clipper. Can't stress that enough. In order for this to be possible, you really gotta get in there and learn how to use the corners of the clipper. That ensures that you don't take the fade up any higher than you need to, but it helps you get into these dark areas. We're already about halfway through the video, guys, and if you've made it this far, please do us a favor and give this video a thumbs up, as it does help the algorithm. So now for that last guideline, it's gonna take a 3-step process, starting with the lever close. We're gonna take that up about a 1/4 inch. And then we're gonna go ahead and open it halfway and take that about a 1/4 inch. And finally, we're gonna take the lever and open it up all the way and finish off the fade on this side. And for this last step, I mentioned this in all my videos, I think it's very important that you break this last line down into a few different areas of the head, just because it is so tedious. You want to give it as much attention to detail as possible. So even for the back side, I'm breaking it up into 2 more quadrants. I'm working on just the back left side of the head. Now to focus on the right quadrant of the back side. Again, it's a 3-step process. And make sure you do keep a small brush on your opposite hand. You always want to brush the canvas after every few strokes. And since this has been a highly requested video, guys, if you do happen to try these steps out in the barbershop, go ahead and tag me. I want to check out y'all's results. I'll put my Instagram on the screen once again for y'all. So now that we're all done with the fade, we're gonna come in with our trimmer in this forward position. This is just gonna ensure that we get as closest to the scalp as we possibly can. Then go ahead and turn it around and blend out that faint line that creates. You're gonna see why it was important to use it in a forward position as we start to remove this bottom hair. It created a faint line, and that faint line is gonna be used as a guideline for our electric shaver. And when it comes to using the electric shaver, notice how I turn it around as I approach that faint line, just to use it as if it was a pair of clippers and blend out that line. Here I'm just blending out the beard using my 1 guard, and I basically take that 3-step process in reverse. I start with the lever fully open, I close it halfway, and finally close it all the way. Here I'm just going to use a little bit of hair spritz to really lock in that hairline, and as that dries I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning out some of the facial hair, combing out the beard, and start to shape up any stranglers. This is where having those white walls in the background really come in handy. So now that the forehead's all dry from the spritz, which is basically like a hairspray, I'm going to start the edge up, starting in the center and then working my way to one side. And yes, my trimmers are 0 gapped as well. Now we're going to begin cleaning up the neckline. I personally like to use the electric shaver. Let me know down in the comments below, guys. Do y'all use the electric shaver or do y'all use a straight razor on the neck? I know my brother likes to use a straight razor, and me on the other hand, I'm always using the electric shaver. Now grabbing my Faded Culture matte razor and my Faded Culture shaving gel, which you can find at fadedculture.co. I'm super hyped about this shave gel, guys. Smells really good, it's long lasting, and it is finally out. You can find it at fadedculture.co, link in the description. Starting my razor work with the grain, and then I follow that by shaving against the grain. And it's always these corners why I like to expose my razor just slightly. Make sure that you are using your opposite hand to help stretch out that skin. Another product that's finally out, guys. Super stoked about these, man. They were so long in the making. Our Faded Culture matte paste, just to give it that finishing touch. And shout outs to Chris Bosio for this card, man. I really love this card. Using a little bit of hair enhancements to finish it off. And here's some before and after picture, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial. If you made it all the way to the end, guys, leave that little black flag emoji in the comments. You know we always use that with our brand. As always, thank y'all so much. My name is Adrian Barone, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.